The heavy oak doors of the courtroom swung open with a rhythmic creak that seemed to echo the gravity of the 20-year friendship currently hanging in the balance. Inside the hallowed halls of justice, the air was thick with the scent of old paper and the polished wood of the benches. This was not merely a dispute over currency. It was a reckoning of trust, a dissection of intentions, and a masterclass in the complicated intersection of charity and commerce. "All rise," the bailiff announced, his voice booming with a practiced authority that commanded immediate silence from the gallery. "Have a seat, please." Judge Judy Justice swept into the room, her black robe billowing slightly like the wings of a predatory bird of truth. She took her seat behind the elevated mahogany bench and adjusted her spectacles, her sharp eyes scanning the documents before her with the precision of a diamond cutter. "Judge, case number 3142, the bailiff stated, his voice now a steady monotone. Sun versus Gray." "Thank you," the judge replied, her gaze settling on the two women standing at the podiums. "You are welcome." The judge turned her attention to the plaintiff, a woman named Sunny Sun, who stood with the quiet dignity of someone who had spent decades navigating the intricate world of real estate and finance. Opposite her stood Dana Gray, a woman whose defensive posture suggested a person trying very hard to believe her own narrative. "Miss Sun," the judge began, her voice crisp and clear, "this is a relatively simple case that we will unravel. You allege that you made a loan to Miss Gray, and she has not paid you back. Miss Gray, on the other hand, says no, you never made a loan to her. Her defense is that what you did was make a charitable donation. Is that right, Miss Gray?" "Correct," Dana Gray replied, her voice steady but lacking the resonant ring of absolute certainty. The judge leaned forward, her interest piqued. "Okay, so I am going to start with you, Miss Gray. Tell me what kind of work you do." "Sales and customer service," Dana answered. "Right?" The judge nodded. "Now, tell me what you have to do with bingo." Dana took a breath, as if preparing to explain a lifelong passion. "I have been doing bingo since I was about 18 years old." The judge tilted her head, a slight smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "What do you mean you have been doing bingo? You're playing a game? Playing or working it?" "Yes," Dana explained. The judge chuckled softly, a sound that held both warmth and a warning. "What does that mean, playing or working?" "Playing I understand. I have done that a couple of times myself. Working I do not understand." "Well, you have to have a 501c3, Dana began, her tone shifting into a more formal register. "It has to be a charity that you are supporting for the bingo games in the state of California." The judge raised a hand to pause the explanation. "Okay, in just a second. So you set up bingo games, and part of the money that you get you donate to charity, and that is a source of income for you." "No, I do not make any income," Dana insisted. "Nothing." The judge looked skeptical. "Nothing? I do make tips, though," Dana clarified. "Just a second," the judge said, her voice sharpening. "So you make income?" "Correct," Dana admitted. "And how long have you been doing that?" "About 25 years now," Dana replied. The judge did a quick mental calculation. "How much money annually would you say, a calculated guess, that you make from the tips from the business?" "Annually, maybe $25,000, Dana said. "Okay," the judge continued, her pen scratching against the notepad. "And how many of these bingo games do you do every year?" "We do it every week, once a week," Dana answered. The judge paused. "Every week?" "Once a week." "And what is the name of your 501c3? "Alpha Recovery Life Systems," Dana stated proudly. The judge looked down at the files. "Okay, you got it. I am going to stop there. I am going to take a look at it, and I want to see their last filed tax return." "They do not pay taxes as a charity," Dana interjected quickly. The judge sighed, a weary sound of someone who had heard every excuse in the book. "If you are a 501c3, you have to file. You pay somebody. You have an employee at the 501c3? At least one employee?" "I will find out the answer from this," the judge muttered, flipping through pages. "I do not have any employees," Dana insisted. "This is my family charity." The judge looked up, her gaze piercing. "What I am saying is, you do not pay anybody from the money that you collect at the bingo games." "Correct," Dana said. "Nobody gets paid." "Correct," the judge echoed, her eyes narrowing. So for a 501c3, look up. You're located at 12 Road? Correct, Dana said. Who lives there? The judge asked. My father, Dana replied. He is another employee at the charity. The judge paused, her eyebrows shooting up. What do you mean another employee of the charity? First you said there were none. Hold on. Let's get this straight. How much does your father get paid from the charity? I do not know, Dana stammered. What do you mean you do not know? The judge pressed. It is just a fundraiser for charity to help support all the programs they have, Dana explained, her hands moving expressively. So I do not have anything to do with that part. The judge looked back at the documents. According to their filing requirement code, it says they have stated they make income less than $25,000 per year. Well, she makes $25,000 a year in tips. Well, that is just a type of filing, the 990. The judge turned to the court assistant. Required to file Form 990 letter N. Income less than $25,000 a year. The charity has only been in existence since April. The judge turned back to Dana. Okay, so I want you to tell me, how first did you meet Miss Sun? I have been playing bingo with Sunny for over 20 years, Dana said, looking over at her former friend. And I want you to tell me about this $6,000 she gave you, the judge directed. Well, I was opening up the bingo parlor. Dana began. Just a second. The judge interrupted. Opening up what bingo parlor, and when? The grand opening was on April 16th, 2023, Dana replied. Where? In Lake Forest, California, Dana said. Who pays the rent? The judge asked. Who pays the rent? We pay the rent from the proceeds of the bingo game, Dana explained. And then there are people who run the bingo game, the judge noted. Correct. And who pays them? We are all volunteers, Dana claimed. The judge shook her head. Well, you are not a volunteer. You make tips. That is the idea. That is how you make money. You make $25,000 a year in tips and cash? Yes, Dana admitted. Yes. The judge turned her attention to the financial mechanics of the game. How much do you have to pay to play a game of bingo? Between $300 and $3,000, Dana said. The judge blinked, surprised for the first time. To play one game? 1 day, Dana corrected. 1 whole day. Is that right? The judge asked, looking between the two women. You pay either between $300 or $3,000 to play bingo for a day. For the charity? I am sorry, no. I asked how much did it cost for Miss Sun to play bingo for a day? Oh, the buy-in, Dana realized. No, I asked her, the judge said, pointing at Sunny. Sunny's son spoke up for the first time, her voice calm and measured. She said between $300 and $3,000. The judge looked back at Dana. Right? Yes, Dana said. And how many people would you say you play with at one time? The judge asked. In her place. Let's start in her place because her place, she says, is for charity. When I start the first day, we had about 150 people, Dana recalled. 150 people, and you play once a week? The judge asked. Once a week? Dana confirmed. Okay, the judge said. And 150 people is an average number of people? No. After the first week, about 50 to 60 people, Dana admitted. Okay, the judge said, doing the math. And those people pay anywhere between $300 and $3,000 to play? Maybe $200 to, Dana began, but the judge cut her off. No, that is a big span, the judge said. You have to buy in to play bingo? Yes, Dana said. The minimum buy-in was $40. And does that go up? The judge asked. There are side games that you can purchase on your own that are $1 a piece, Dana explained. So you can purchase 20. You can purchase 100. Some people such as Sunny will probably spend that much money at one time. But there are some people that won't. But the buy-in is $40. The judge summarized. So if you have 50 people, how much of that weekly goes to the charity? After the balance, we have 50 people? No, the judge said, leaning in. You see this face? Yes, Dana said. This is an old face. But it is a smart face, the judge said, her voice dropping to a serious tone. Of course, you are not in this business for your charity. You are in this business for money. That is what it is. I know all about 501c3s. I was involved in a 501c3. I got out of a 501c3. I know all about them. And I know what the costs are around a 501c3. So let's understand each other. You are not in this for charity. You are in it because you make money from it. The fact that you may donate some of the proceeds to a charity is nice, but we both know that you are in it to make money. The judge picked up a bank statement. Whose account is this? Mine, Dana said. Your personal account? The judge asked. Correct, Dana admitted. The judge looked at her sternly. Your defense to her action is that she was making a charitable donation. Why was this not made payable to charity? The judge paused to let that question hang in the air. The reality of the situation was beginning to crystallize. Sunny's son claimed her former friend, Dana Gray, owed for an unpaid loan she needed to start a charity bingo hall. Dana was countersuing for defamation and lost wages, a move that the judge clearly saw as a desperate tactical maneuver. So let's end any notion that I think that you have totally altruistic motives for being involved in this charity to rehabilitate people. The judge said, I want us to understand each other 100%. We got it? Okay, Dana whispered. Can I show you a profit and loss statement so you can see how the breakdown goes? Dana asked, reaching for a folder. Do you think that I am going to believe that? The judge scoffed. After what I just read on the internet, that you said that it makes less than $25,000 a year, you're going to want me to believe your profit and loss statement. Do not be ridiculous. No, I want you to see how it is broken down, Dana pleaded, so that you can see how many people you have, how much it costs for them to have it. You are in this to make money, the judge repeated firmly. Tangentially, you also support charity, but you make money. You do not take your $25,000 a year, if that is all you get, and donate it to charity. You do not do that. You keep that. So you are in it to make money. She gave you $6,000. You have been playing bingo with her for 20 years. I want you to tell me a story that this old but seasoned face is going to believe. Do you understand? I do, Dana said, her shoulders slumping slightly. All righty, the judge said. Let's start from there. Okay, Dana began, taking a deep breath. When I was starting up my bingo game in the bingo parlor, there were startup costs that were associated with it. Rental, paper, tabs, the whole 9 yards. I understand what you are saying. The judge nodded. I also have to have attendance. Dana continued. You have to have people come into play. If you do not have people come into play, spending $300 or $3,000, it does not work. Okay? I literally went to Sunny, because I called the place that she plays, and I said, I am opening up a bingo game. I want you to come. She lives in the neighborhood. She said, let's talk about that. I said, okay. We met for brunch. She paid. She said, no. The judge corrected. Now you met for lunch. Yes, Dana said. Brunch. But we went to the cafe. Go ahead, the judge said. And now you are opening up a bingo parlor. Yes, Dana said. Where you are going to make money. The judge added. Correct, Dana admitted. And you needed money for startup costs. The judge noted. Correct, Dana said. Okay, the judge said, leaning back. So now you are sitting down with Sunny. Very slowly. So that this face, madam, believes you. Your Honor, Dana said, try and find the right words. I did not need Sunny for startup. Just a second. The judge interrupted. Now that is called editorializing. Let's meet up for brunch. That is what she said. Let's meet up for brunch. She asked me about the charity. I told her about the charity. I told her that it was going to cost a lot. I have already. No. The judge stopped her. Tell me. I want you to say, she said this to me. We sat down for brunch. Okay. I do not know. I ordered scrambled eggs. She ordered oatmeal with raisins and cinnamon. We both ordered coffee. And we started to talk about my new business. Correct? Dana said. I want you to tell me what you said to her and what she said to you. The judge directed. Then she is going to tell me her recollection of that. So make sure that I believe your recollection of it. Okay, Dana said. When we were talking about the charity, I did not hear you talking about charity. The judge interjected. I said to her. Dana continued. The bingo parlor was supposed to be built out for my family charity. She said, just a second. You mean before that? The judge interrupted. When you played bingo with her, she had no knowledge that part of the money went to charity from the other bingo games? She did, Dana admitted. So this was not news to her that you were opening this up? The judge reasoned. That you had to have a charity. So she asked me what my charity was. I thought you said she knew about it. The judge said, confused. No, Dana clarified. You have to have a charity to have a bingo game. She asked me about my charity. That is interesting news that you have to have a charity to have a bingo game, the judge mused. So now it is all coming together. I love when it all comes together. Okay, keep talking. Okay, Dana said. I told her all the things that I had already done to get the games going. I told her I got the license. I got the insurance. I got everything that we need. I found a spot to have it. She asked me when I was going to have the grand opening. I told her in April. That was the extent of the conversation. Good, the judge said. Then what happened? Then she said, how much are you paying for to get this all started? Dana recounted. I said, I am paying $6,000. The charity is paying $12,000. That is exactly what I told her. Okay, the judge said. She said, how much are you paying? Dana continued. I said, I am paying $6,000 and the charity is paying $12,000. Correct, because we had to have the startup cost covered. I said, I have 4 televisions. She said, you have to have monitors all over the room. Okay, the judge said, you have 4 televisions. Just a second. You had your startup money. Correct, Dana said. 6 of my father, 12. Correct, the judge noted. So she said, I want to help, Dana claimed. And I said, okay, because I know that she knows. Not because I know she knows. Because she told me that the people who come to the other bingo halls, who spend a lot of money, come because she is there and she influences them. And I said, well, that is great. That is what I needed Sunny for. I needed her to get people to come to this bingo game, especially for it being like the grand opening in like 4 weeks. And she said, I have influence with all these other different bingo halls that she is in. And I said, okay, well, that is great. She said, first, I was going to give you $3,000, but now I'm going to do $6,000 because she wanted to do the same amount that I had done. I can show you my bank statement. I can show you my bank statements. I had money in my accounts. I did not need money from Sunny. What I needed from her is to get people to come to the bingo. But you took her money, the judge pointed out. I did, Dana admitted. Of course I did. You did not need money, but you took her money, the judge repeated. I did, Dana said, because the arrangement was she said she had retired. Just a second, the judge said. Okay, show me where you put her $6,000. In savings, Dana replied. I would like to see it. The judge said, whose account is this? Mine, Dana said. Your personal account? The judge asked. Correct, Dana said. Your defense to her action is that she was making a charitable donation. The judge reminded her. Why is this not made payable to charity? A charity, she can deduct. You took the $6,000 check and put it in your own bank. I then put another deposit, which you can see there, to the charity to pay off all the stuff we had to pay in the beginning. Dana argued. No, the judge said, which you can see. You take her check and you put it in the charity. You put it in the charity in the 501c3. Let's see. Withdrawal April 12th for $1,362. Where did that go? To the charity, Dana claimed. Show me, the judge demanded. I do not have that, Dana admitted. Show me, the judge insisted. Show me on April 12th. You withdrew. You did not transfer. You withdrew $4,362. Correct, Dana said. I was trying to get all the startup stuff done. Your Honor, that was just how I did it. Yeah, the judge sighed. Loosey-goosey. I can show you the invoices for the vendors for that same time frame Dana offered. I do not give a rat's ass. The judge snapped. She said it was bingo support, which is on the memo of her check. Do not try to convince yourself or me that she plays bingo to help a charity. She does not. She plays bingo for fun. Listen, you and I both know, madam, I'm going to get her story in a second just to wrap it all up, but you and I both know that this is a 501c3 hustle. People have a good time. They play bingo, but a 501c3 covers you, so that most of the costs are involved. You get to write off because it is a 501c3. I got the hustle. Okay, now, I am not asking you a question anymore. There are no more questions. The judge turned to Sunny Sunday. Now, I would like you to go back to the brunch. Do you remember having brunch with her? Sunny nodded. The week before she was approaching me, she was open the bingo place, and I said, okay, we meet and let's talk. What did you want to talk to her about, by the way? The judge asked. Because I play bingo, Sunny said simply. You play bingo regularly? The judge asked. Yes, Sunny said. I assume you win. The judge smiled. Win and lose, Sunny replied. I play 2 times a week. Tell me what you do for a living. The judge said. I am retired from being a real estate and finance advisor, Sunny answered. Do you have a lot of money? The judge asked. Oh, no, Sunny said modestly. I would say comfortable. You are comfortable? The judge asked. Yes, Sunny confirmed. Okay, the judge said. So, I play the bingo. I probably spend more than her, Sunny said, gesturing toward Dana, even though she goes 4 or 5 times a week. I only go 2 times a week. I cannot afford to go more than 2 times a week. Okay, the judge said. I want you to get back to the meeting. Okay, Sunny said. So I met her. I met her February 21st. February 21st, 2023, I met her, and she was telling me before she needed $5,000. And I said, okay, what did she tell you she needed $5,000 for? The judge asked. $5,000 to start the bingo, Sunny said. At that time, she told me her father's foundation paid also $18,000. I said, okay, then I will loan you $5,000. And I said, okay, will I write a check? And she said, oh, by the way, put up $1,000 more, $6,000. So I said, who should I write a check? She said, me? Actually, the day before I changed my mind, I did not want to do it. I told her, I said, know what? I will loan you some money, but I am not going to involve the bingo. She gives me tears. My heart was, weak. So I said, okay, I will help you because she knows I know so many big spenders and they follow me. So I give her $6,000 and she told me, Sonny, I will pay you right away soon, but in 6 months I will pay you. I said, okay. She did not pay because I am the one who counted the money. I figured out all the tips, like why she said $1, spend extra money to buy tips. That is why people spend the money. I know exactly how much she made. And every single Sunday, I said, you need to pay me. She said, okay. She said, oh, we're going to make a lot of money. I will pay you. So I said, okay, I will give you 6 months, and you can pay me. And she said, okay, I will pay you in 6 months' time. Were there any messages? The judge asked. No, it was verbally, Sonny admitted. Okay, that is all I wanted to know, the judge said. Yes, Sonny added, and then I've been working every Sunday, putting all my friends there. A lot of time, I am there before her, which is about 11:30 to 6:30 all day. I stand up and I help her for the... Miss Sun, the judge interrupted gently. I am going to ask you a question. I want you to be very, very careful with your answer to me. You worked in real estate for a while? Yes, ma'am, Sonny said. So, you had a business? The judge asked. Yes, I am a businesswoman, Sonny said firmly. I owned a couple of businesses before. Okay, the judge said. And how old are you? 66, Sonny replied. Do you live by yourself? The judge asked. No, I live with my husband, Sonny said. Was he a working person? The judge asked. He is a retired civil engineer for many, many years, Sonny answered. Can you tell me how many charitable donations in excess of $1,000 you made over your lifetime? The judge asked, her eyes searching Sonny's face. Never, Sonny admitted. How did I know that? The judge mused, more to herself than anyone else. We do not even know each other. Your Honor, Dana interjected. She plays bingo twice a week and spends over $1,200 each time. What does that have to do with you? The judge snapped. That is to a charity. Just a minute. That is her pleasure. Yes, Sonny agreed. You do not understand, Dana tried to say. No, the judge said. That is my pleasure. That is not for a charity. You do not have to help me. Miss Sunday, that is not for a charity. She plays bingo because she likes it. And the fact that you all have figured out this side hustle to make money. Do not try to convince yourself or me that she plays bingo to help a charity. She does not. She plays bingo for fun. I understand, Sonny said. I know exactly who she is. The judge continued, looking at Sonny. And I know exactly that she has never made a charitable donation as a business person with she and her husband working because I know that. And I know here and here that she never said, I'm going to make a donation to your side hustle charity. She did not. She said it was bingo support, which is on the memo of her check. It is bingo support. She is a businesswoman. What does that mean? She is a businesswoman. That means she is going to get the money back. I do not want you to speak. Day 1, Dana tried again, her voice smaller. She gave me this gold bracelet. Day 1 sale. Hope we are off to a good start. We are going to be successful. Just a second, the judge said. I do not want you to speak. She gave you a gold bracelet. We are going to be successful. That means she is going to get her money back. Correct, Sonny said quietly. She is going to get her money back. The judge emphasized. What do you mean? We are going to be successful. She is not a charity. You are the side hustle charity. I literally said, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $6,000. It is just too bad that people do not recognize the side hustles. Goodbye. This court is adjourned. The sound of the gavel hitting the wood was final. The tension that had been building for the last hour seemed to dissipate, replaced by the somber reality of friendship that had been commodified and ultimately broken. As the women gathered their things, the atmosphere was one of quiet reflection rather than celebration. Dana Gray looked stunned, the weight of the judgment finally sinking in. It was not really a charitable donation. Dana said to no one in particular as she walked toward the exit. It was to support the charity. It was a little bit different. Sonny's son, on the other hand, looked relieved but sad. I am so glad that I am here, she said to the bailiff, and I think everything was a great result. We were both in together, and it did not do well. And she literally got impatient and was ready to stop. I do not have that kind of money to donate to anybody. My heart was in the right place for everything I do for the charity and for the people in the community. No more bingo with her at all. Some of the things that she said there just was not even true. The judge, watching from the bench as the room cleared, turned to her assistant. You could probably tell from my reaction to this case that I am sensitive about administrative costs and 501c3s. Sure, the assistant agreed. So much of every dollar goes to administrative costs. The judge continued. Sometimes those administrative costs are reasonable. You donate $1, but they need 40 cents on that dollar in order to cover the cost. Cover the cost, the assistant echoed. You donate $1 and 90 cents is cost, the judge said, shaking her head. And only 10% go to feed the hungry or save the dog or whatever. If you make an item and you sell it and you say, for every pair of sneakers I sell, a portion is going to be donated, that will make you a 501c3. Got to be careful and smart with your money. The courtroom fell silent as the lights were dimmed. The case of Sun versus Gray was more than just a dispute over $6,000. It was a cautionary tale about the importance of clarity in financial dealings, the complexity of modern charitable structures, and the fragile nature of long-term friendships when money becomes a part of the equation. Outside the courthouse, the California sun was bright, shining on the bustling streets of the city. Sonny's son walked to her car, a sense of closure finally settling over her. She had lost a friend, but she had regained her sense of justice. She knew that in the world of real estate and finance, and even in the world of bingo, truth was the most valuable currency of all. Dana Gray stood on the sidewalk for a moment, watching Sonny drive away. She had a lot to think about. The bingo parlor, the charity, the tips, and the $6,000. It was a lesson learned the hard way, a reminder that the line between a helping hand and a business loan must always be clearly drawn, especially when friends are involved. The story of Alpha Recovery Life Systems and the bingo parlor in Lake Forest would continue, but without the influence of Sunny Sunday, the community would still gather, the balls would still roll, and the numbers would still be called, but the foundation would be different. It was a reminder that even in the pursuit of helping others, the most fundamental value is honesty with oneself and with those who offer their support. In the end, the judge's words remain as a guiding principle for all who sought to navigate the murky waters of social enterprise and personal loans. Be careful and smart with your money, for in the intersection of heart and wallet, clarity is the only true way to ensure that both remain intact.